Hello my friends! Are you ready for the ultimate 1939 challenge? Well, the thing is, so my Patreon supporters voted for the next campaign to be 1939, and as you know, as of the time of this video going out, the Spanish Civil War campaign is still going out, and it will be going out for a little bit more. But I do record in advance because that gives me extra videos to have in case I'm sick, or I have to go somewhere, or I have to... going somewhere is not happening at the moment because of the whole COVID fiasco, but, you know, I like to have a backlog so I can keep the channel nice and consistent. And so, knowing that you guys want to see 1939, I'd hoped to start recording in a week or so, because then the Patreon supporters can also watch it early. That's one of their perks. Now, a lot of you have been messaging me, and by a lot of you I mean like 10 people, have been messaging me saying 1939 is going to be way too easy. You should do X, Y, Z to make it harder. Because obviously we'll be bringing the core from the Spanish Civil War, and I have ended the Spanish Civil War fabulously wealthy and drowning in equipment, although I didn't get any good heroes, to be fair. Most of my heroes are actually pretty lukewarm. And so I came up with an idea for the ultimate 1939 challenge, and that is that I am going to take trait points away. There are 37 possible trait points to take away. Now, the question was, how do I determine how many trait points to take away? You know, I didn't want to just pluck an arbitrary number out of my backside and be like, yeah, I'm going to play with -4 points or whatever. I'm going to play with -6 points. And what that will mean, of course, is that will mean I will have to finish with, say, if it's -4, I'll have to finish with 4 selections being available to take. You can just press accept and you don't actually have to spend the points. So this actually works. And so I had an idea. So at the moment, I have 71 Twitter followers, 193 Twitch followers, £246 in Patreon donations, and 4,255. It's kind of funny that it's 255 actually, because that's a really important number in computing. But sorry, I have 3,745 YouTube supporters, and the total comes to 4,255, which is kind of interesting that we ended up on 255's the highest possible number in 8-bit 8-bit number assignment. There we go. That's me being nerdy. And so here's the deal. This video is going to exist for exactly 1 week, and in a week's time, I will go to my Twitter, my Twitch, my Patreon, and my YouTube, and I will count the numbers again. And for every 50 points, whether that happens via Twitter follows, Twitch follows, extra Patreon support, or extra YouTube subscriptions, for every 50 points, I will take 1 trait point away from myself at the start of the 1939 campaign. So if you want to see all of the horrible negatives that no one ever takes, and you're up for a bit of a game between you and I, then if you have not already done so, and you don't mind doing so, then please follow me on my Twitter, Twitch, donate on my Patreon if you can afford to, or subscribe to my YouTube. I know that from analytics that 60% of the people who watch the Panzer Corps videos are not subscribed even on the YouTube. So there's plenty of points out there for you guys to get. And in a week from now, I will count all of these things again, and I will give you guys the numbers. And for every 50 points, I will take a trait point away from 1939. So, you know, if those 60% of people that watch decide to subscribe, and I know that within a week, most of these videos get at least 200 or 300 views, and it climbs over time. Like in a month from now, it'll be 1,000, but that'll be too late. You know, even if just those people subscribed, I would lose like 4 trait points immediately. And that means I'm going to have to make decisions about how I'm going to assign my points, basically. So that is the challenge. That is the gauntlet. And I will come to you guys. I'll just I'll put the results in the community tab. Those of you that have watched this, if you go to my main YouTube page, I'll put the results in the community tab in a week's time, and then we'll determine the number of trait points I'm taking away from my challenge run. So if this blows up, then I will be playing with minus 37 traits, and it will be the greatest Panzer Corps 2 challenge that anyone has ever attempted. Or it could fizzle out and I might just lose a couple of points. But even then, losing a couple of points could be pretty painful. I think losing 2 to 4 points, that's where it starts to hurt. Because you are missing out on a lot of advantages that way. So that is it. I hope you guys are up for this challenge. I just think it's a creative way to get maybe people who might not subscribe but still watch every video to subscribe, and maybe get some support on my other social media channels. Even though I don't really use them, they're just important because developers see the numbers. Some developers just see the numbers, and that allows me to get review copies of games, which then I can do first impressions on. Alright, I hope you guys are up for this. I will see you guys in a week's time for the good or bad news, depending on how many traits I've lost. And for the 10 or so people that messaged me saying that I should play with poor ground control, the hero disruption one, which doesn't actually seem to be on this list, but I think I have an old version down here at the moment, and so on and so forth. I think hero disruption might not be a negative trait. It might be. Oh yeah, there it is. Force disruption. I called it hero disruption. I think that was the original name. It's called force dispersion now. It was. I think it was originally called hero disruption. I played it in advance, of course, because I work for Slytherin. Yeah. You want to see those things? Well, give me so many negative points that I cannot. That I have no choice but to pick them. You'll truly see which ones I hate the most if I have like 20 negative points to try and find. That's gonna get interesting. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're up for this challenge, and I will see you guys in the 1939 campaign, which will begin as soon as the Spanish Civil War campaign has ended. See you then.